never really have that downtime. The fourth layer here in our case is a Quad HD AMOLED display which comes in, provides really stunning visuals, great clarity, and of course all the battery saving of an AMOLED display. And all of this is housed in the fifth layer, which is a rigid aluminum chassis which holds the display together. Now this is different from the phone chassis. Right? All of these 5 layers are only there to ensure that this becomes the only display in the world that will not shatter, will not splinter, and can take bumps and falls on an everyday basis. But moving on, probably let's take a look at how Shatter Shield compares with other displays. Now in this video what you can see is a normal phone on the left side being dropped on an edge of a rock. Now that's a brutal surface for any glass, not just in phones, but obviously a normal glass cannot handle something like this. While a shatterproof display, because of those 5 revolutionary layers, is able to take this shock, you can see a little flex that comes in. It disperses that shock and does not shatter. And this is guaranteed to kind of protect your phone every single time there's a drop. Along with that, what we've also done is, because it was important that not only is the shatterproof glass there, but the entire phone had to be made rock solid. So what we've got is, versus the first generation Moto Z, we've changed the materials at the back, and now what you've got is a 7000 series aluminum. This is perhaps one of the strongest, most premium materials that you can find in phones. This ensures that it's able to kind of handle shocks, bumps and falls, as well as the front of the phone. And just to ensure that the body is extremely rigid, it can handle that and is built really strong, the entire phone is actually carved out of a single sheet of 7000 series aluminum, which means all your ports are carved in, entire electronics that sits in has been carved out of that single block, and everything is placed in there. Now you imagine you've got a 7000 series aluminum, you've got all your electronics, and then you've got Shatter Shield in front, all of it making a single particular phone, which itself is uniquely about just 6.1 mm. And the material, the choices that you've got, the entire diamond cut surface and the polishes ensure that you get something very premium looking while being extremely tough and strong. But here's the thing, right? So I can talk about Shatter Shield, but that doesn't really prove anything. So maybe let's try and see if it actually works. Can I have my phone? Okay. Well, that's a fall. That's on carpet, unfortunately. So that doesn't really prove much. But what we can probably do is, there should be something outside for a little harder floor. Maybe let's go outside. Come, let's see that. Come. So what we've got here is, I think this is tile. Oh, okay. Now on a normal basis, when you're using your phone and you're pulling it out of your pocket and you drop it, right? The phone continues to work. What if you're holding the phone up, you're talking, and then you drop it by accident? What you've got is Shatter Shield, which is guaranteed not to break or fall. Come back in, let's see. So yeah, still working, still good, and that is the world's only phone that can handle a fall or a drop and last. Actually, we are so confident about this that you've got about 4 years of guarantee when you have the Shatter Shield. It will not, it's guaranteed against drops and falls. Do not try and break it on purpose. That's all I will say. Coming to the next innovation part of it, which is the Moto mods. Now we briefly touched upon it. On the first gen, we had a whole bunch of mods that came in. We have pretty high user satisfaction. People love certain mods like the sound boost or the projector or the Hasselblad camera. But to talk a bit more about this, I'll just ask Ishwar to give a quick demo on the mods.
So here we have the first generation mods that Anuj talked about, and these are the second generation mods we had just launched. We had launched the Sound Boost 2, the Gamepad mod, and the Turbo Battery mod. To talk a bit on the Gamepad mod, so this is one of the favorite mods that I use with the Z2 Force, because with the Z2 Force you have a very powerful device, and with the Gamepad mod you can take it to the next level from a gaming performance. So the first thing you notice is you got this cool light and the Legion branding that you've got at the back. In the front, you've got all the controls that you would require to play most of the games. So you've got 2 analog sticks, a D-pad, and all the buttons. So the Gamepad mod is already available for sale at 6,999 across all the leading retail channels and online platform. The other mod that I'm going to talk about right now is the Turbo Battery mod. So when I kind of plug the Turbo Battery mod to the phone, I got over 6,000 mAh of battery power. Basically, the Turbo Battery mod adds up to 3,500 mAh battery. Not only that, it charges the phone at the same speed as your wall charger, at speeds up to 15 watt. And because it is Moto mods, basically it is closely linked. So it's like having 2 batteries on the phone, and you can see and monitor both of them on the software. Apart from charging your phone at 15 watt speeds, it can also get charged at rapid speeds up to 30 watt. So basically you have very little downtime, and effectively you can charge the mod and not ever connect your phone to a wall socket and have a true wireless experience. So back to you, Anuj.
Thanks, Ishwar. Yeah, I actually personally love a few of these mods. I end up using them almost on a weekly basis. Like the camera, the battery is always with me, so is the speaker. It's just really great. But that also helps solve a particular problem that we spoke about earlier. So when we spoke about flagships letting you down when you need them the most, we spoke about shattering screens, right? And we've got Shatter Shield, guaranteed not to break for 4 years. So that part is sorted. We also spoke about the fact that none of the flagships give you this battery life that people want. And what we did was, a couple of days back, we had a couple of our friends run certain polls, and clearly battery life was something that was coming out as a key pain point. But with mods, we can solve for that. What we will have is every Z2 Force that we will sell in India will come with a turbo power mod. That essentially means you get an insane 6,200 mAh plus on every Z2 Force. And the good part is, as Ishwar showed, when you want that battery life, you've got insane battery life. And when you don't need that and you're just going out for the evening or just your work day, a normal work day, you have an all-day battery with just the phone alone. And that phone, of course, is a 6.1 mm sleek 143 gram phone, so you hardly feel it when you have that. Having the turbo power mod actually puts this in an insane category, where now, as you can see, none of the flagships, none of the premium devices are even going to come close. And this is the power of mods, where it changes the way you kind of use the phone, and you've got enough power with every Z2 Force that will last day or night. So you've got that part covered with mods, with Shatter Shield. But we spoke about a few more things that premium consumers kind of wanted. One was experience, and every Motorola device comes with its set of experiences. Obviously, it gets enhanced when it comes to a premium device like the Z series. And on the Z series, I'd like to talk about 3 key experiences. One is the Moto display. Now, Moto display is extremely unique in the way it handles your notifications. Now, what happens normally is, best case, your phone will have a notification LED, right? And those LEDs glow in different colors if it's a little more, if it's a newer device. But you don't know what that colors are for, or you have to remember what those colors are for. Better than that is what Moto Display does, is shows you the notifications right then and there. And because consumers look at notifications almost 75 times a day, it saves a lot of time and effort. Now, if you don't like that notification, you can almost dismiss it from the lock screen itself, but you can also have the capability of interacting with the notification right then and there. With Moto Display 2.0, what you've got is quick actions where certain notifications can be interacted in a specific way. For example, if I have a meeting in a particular location, with that meeting notification, I will also get, for example, if the direction is mentioned, address is mentioned, I'll get directions and I can go directly to Google Maps. So that's Moto Display, a very unique way of using your phone screen as well as interacting with the notifications. It's a lot faster, it's a lot more efficient. The next one is Moto Voice. Now this one is my personal favorite. This is also very interesting in the way it works with works on the device. Now what the Moto Z2 Force has is far field mics. That basically means that it can pick up your voice from across the room, pretty much like the smart speakers that you see in the market today. Which also means that you've got something in your pocket, it's not left at home, but has the same ability to interact and give you answers. So for example, if I say, okay Google, the phone will kind of wake up from across the room and I can actually get to respond. But apart from the Google commands, what we've also got is on the phone processing of certain commands. Now this is a lot more discreet, this is a lot more faster in the way you interact with it, and the command is show me. So for example, if I say show me the weather, now this is a lot more discreet, it will not start reading out the weather to you, but it will just show it on the display. Or for example, if I say show me my calendar, it just brings up the calendar quietly. But what I like is the fact that I can use it to trigger applications really quickly. So for example, if I just want to launch Twitter, and I say show me Twitter, and the phone will wake up and launch Twitter as well. From Twitter, if I want to say go to WhatsApp, I just say show me WhatsApp, and without even going back to the home screen, it'll automatically launch WhatsApp as well. So it's faster than Google Assistant because that's a two-step process. Also the fact that this is actually on device, so it works a lot quicker. And the third part of Moto experiences is Moto Actions. So here we've got one button navigation. So basically your fingerprint can do the job of the three on-screen displays, apart from being obviously a fingerprint reader. So this one button actually handles the entire navigation of the device, gives you a little more real estate on the screen itself, and of course it's quite intuitive in the way once you get used to it, it's really hard to kind of go back. So that's kind of few of the Moto experiences. Of course, when you get the device, on the home screen there's a Moto shortcut which will take you to all the experiences. You can discover more, switch on and off what you like. It can be completely customized, and that's incredibly great. The next part that consumers were looking for in a premium device was the camera. And from a camera perspective, the Z2 Force actually comes with dual 12MP cameras. Now both of these are dual autofocus pixel cameras, which of course guarantees really quick focus. And along with that, you've got laser autofocus as well. So the entire setup works really well, providing a really snappy experience. Along with that, the way these two cameras work is one is a color sensor and the other one is bare or monochrome. And when it's kind of taking picture under certain conditions, it'll combine the image from both of these sensors to give you something that is actually high on details. It can capture in a lot more light and hence provide really great images even if the lighting is not perfect. For example, let's take a look at this particular image. What you can see is it's been shot against the sun, and this is unedited by the way, and you can still